and me, guys. We belong to the same generation. One thing I've realized about our generation is we enjoy memes too much, right? We love memes. We love memes. Yes or no? How many of you love memes? I love memes. I love memes. It's fun, guys. I would be lying if I say that I don't love memes. Right. I really, 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 really love memes. So that's why when someone told me that I have to introduce a call, right, introduce you to what you say, what are we going to learn in this particular unit? I was trying to get some memes. Yeah, memes are there. Right. Hanumat, you have a doubt? इतनी जल्दी बिना पढ़ाए हनुमत
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
क्या डाउट है भाई बताओ बिल्कुल टेल मी व्हाट्स द डाउट
Sir, actually, doubt is, sir, like in DSA, sir, what we have to do main steps, like, sir, we are able to figure out the logic. But if we are not able to code on that thing, like, what is the things we are lacking it? Like, we know the logic is this, but we have to code it. And I am not able to code that.
So that's fine, not a problem. That means your problem solving skills are intact. All you need to work on the implementation part of things. We can work on that, not a problem.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay,
it's
sir.
no problem. So this is a very common problem. This will happen to you right now. At some point of time, like let's say when you go to level 4, level 5, this won't be a problem. The problem would be logic. कि code तो मैं कुछ भी कर लूँ, but logic तो आए. That's the problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
अच्छा लग रहा है ना सुन के ऐसा भी टाइम आएगा
Yes, sir. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
बस आएगा जल्दी आएगा थोड़ा टाइम right but don't expect
Alright.
easy questions in evaluations है ना
Okay, sir.
Guys, when I speak to students everyone feels like right everyone feels like no this guy is nice but suddenly evaluations come up and so evaluations are going to be that's one thing that I have to do right
Okay. Yes, sir. अपना time आएगा.
आएगा बिल्कुल आएगा don't worry about it cool guys cool so now I think we should move on don't worry about the implementation guys whatever you're going through this is a very very generic thing it happens to everyone not a problem okay so I'm gonna show you some things now let me just introduce you so yeah welcome to DSA 301 okay at this point you already know a few data structures but you know what this is not enough of course right whatever data structures you know not enough these are not good enough at this point of time okay so in this unit we'll be learning a few more data structures this unit is more about data structures rather than algorithms right okay and then there is a image on the right completely unrelated but just shows you human progress this was a 5 MB hard drive in 1956 and this is a 128 GB pen drive in 2017 took it from Instagram so again not exactly a meme but a meme in a way okay so yeah humans have made progress and so should we so yeah let's move on now let's understand stacks one thing that you're going to learn what is stacks you already have had a pre-class but just some generic real life examples where you see stacks right basically it's a way of organizing data right and the way we organize data is on top of one thing on top one element on top of the other element on top of the other element and so on right another thing now this is very important okay stacks when you look at it it seems really easy what is this is simple don't waste my time but when you learn its application when you learn its power this might be a reaction when you learn the power of stacks this is a reaction that all of you will get and you will get it by the end of this week you will get it by the end of this week okay so this is something that will happen to everyone next queue data structures India is a land of queues we have seen too many queues in our lives how many of you remember demonetization probably 8th November or 8th November 2016 8 times how many of you were like what are your demonetization stories where were you during demonetization where were you during demonetization at home oh nice I was in college actually my first year of college I was in hostel I didn't had any money so I didn't have to worry about it. I had only 100 rupees notes which were working so problem solved but yeah right demonetization was there right so yeah we have seen a lot of queues in our lives right a lot of like some memes were there I could figure out some memes but they were not really good for right what do you say professional platform so that's why I couldn't right? But I did find a few memes from that particular time. So yeah, some interesting memes there. Okay, next we are going to learn linked list. Now, the only reason why you should be excited about linked list is you should know this meme. You should understand this meme. How many of you've seen this show? How many of you've seen this show? What is this called? Better Call Saul, right? Or Saul. Or I haven't seen the show, but I know this meme. Okay, I know a guy who knows a guy. Right. What is this? This meme should make sense. So linked list is all about memes. By the end of linked list, we should be able to get memes. Correct? 1 second, guys. Yeah. Another meme. How many of you can look at this meme? This is a very popular meme. How many of you seen this meme? Can you notice a pattern here? Can you notice a pattern here? Just notice a pattern here. Can you? Just notice a pattern. Come on. How many of you can notice a pattern? Clothes color. Exactly. Exactly. There is a pattern repeating, right? So we need to understand this meme. That's why we should learn linked list. And there is another meme as well. Oh, okay. 1 second. Yeah, this one. This is my favorite meme. If you mess up a linked list, then something like this can happen. How many, what do you say? How many of you understand this? Modi ji is not here, no? Modi ji doesn't mess up. Donald Trump messes up, no? That's why Modi ji is not here. Right? Okay. Cool. So again, just to understand these memes, we should be excited about linked list. That's the only purpose I'll give you. Yeah, it is a very popular interview topic. Lot asked a lot in interviews and all those things. I can give you all sorts of reasons, but my favorite reason is so I understand these memes, and that's why linked list is important. That's how I look at it. Okay. Now, next, last, a riddle. What is harder to catch the faster you run? Come on. What is harder to catch the faster you run? Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. What is harder to catch the faster you run? The answer is, what is the answer? Breath. Breath. You know, yeah, the faster you run, the harder it is to catch your breath, no? Saans phul jati hai, right? How many of you know this cartoon? How many of you know this cartoon? SpongeBob SquarePants, right? Yeah. I used to watch it a lot. These days I don't, because wo English mein aata hai, so it's not that fun. Right. These days it comes in English, so it's not that fun. Hindi mein maza aata hai, right? So yeah, cool. That's what it is, more or less, no? More or less, this is what we are going to learn, right? Again, guys, we will be able to learn a lot of things. It's just you need to give it proper time. Okay. You just need to give it proper time, follow the things that have been asked. Like if you were given a pre-class, you should have watched the pre-class. I hope everyone has seen the pre-class yesterday. I hope everyone has seen the pre-class yesterday. I got one no, one honest guy. Let's talk to the honest guy. Yes, Umesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Umesh, why didn't you watch the pre-class, man?
Sir, I watched yesterday, sir, not today, as there is no video.
Oh, bhai, smart. Say it. Okay, nice. Cool. Nice. This is nice. I like smart people. Cool. So guys, first of all, what we have to do is we have to build on top of it. Okay. And the idea is by the end of today's session, all of you should be able to implement your own stack. When I say your own stack, the stack that you have created end to end, you can use an inbuilt stack. That's not a problem. You can use a stack. You can use a stack which is provided to you. But the idea is we have to use our own stack. Got it? Okay. So if you guys remember from the, now I think officially we should start. Okay, officially we should start. Yeah, let's go for it. Let me just share my screen 1 second. Yep. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna ensure that full screen is visible to everyone. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so guys, let's go for it. Aman, please get used to dark mode now. Someone is saying, please use light mode. Please get used to light mode, no? Or ulta, जो भी मैंने बोला उसको ulta. Right? Come on, guys. थोड़ा adjustable, no? You guys should become a bit more adjustable, no? To life. Let's go for dark mode. My session, my rules, no? Right? My session, my rules. Correct? Okay, cool. So, guys, yesterday you must have seen the pre-class, right? You must have seen the pre-class video. What is a stack? First of all, what is a stack? What is a stack? Stack is first of all a data structure. That is a way of organizing data. Okay. Now, the way it organizes data is in this fashion: last in, first out. I won't go into the details of it because it was pretty well explained in the pre-class, I'm assuming. Is that fine, everyone? I won't go into the details of it. I would be more about the implementation bit of it, how we can work around it, because that was the only thing that was not discussed there. Okay. So what is stack? What is stack? Basically, it's a data structure. It organizes data in last in, first out. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is basically, let's say if there is a stack of numbers. If there is a stack of numbers. Okay. If there is a stack of number, that means I'm going to be pushing stack or pushing elements into the stack. So let's say I push 1, then I push 2, then I push 3, then I push 4, then I push 5. Okay. So what was the last element that I pushed into the stack? What was the last element that I pushed into the stack? 5. But when I'm removing elements, from the stack, which is the first element that will come out? 5. So the way this data is organized is the most recent entry. The most recent entry is the first one to get out. Now, this is a very important statement, guys. This recent word, no, this can help you figure out where to use stack, right? Because see, one of the biggest problems in data structures algorithms is you will always know how does it work, but where to apply. The where wala part is always a challenge, correct? So this one will give you the most recent entry is the first or is the last element to get in, probably. Is the recent entry is the first one to get out. First one to come out. This is a very important statement. Okay. Very important statement. Right. So whenever you're looking for the recent element, the most recent element, you should go for this. Correct. You should go for this. Like, let's say one simple example of it is browser history. One simple example for this is browser history. Now, when you are looking at browser history, the most recently opened tab comes up first. The most recently opened up tabs come first. The most recently opened tabs come first. And that's why what data structure do we use there? We use stacks. Another example, phone call logs. Phone call logs. At the top of the phone call log is the most recent call that you have made or you have received. The most recent call is there, right? So how will we be organizing that data? With the help of stack. And I can give you like 1 crore examples, but I hope you get the point, right? We can go with 1 crore examples. That's not a problem. But everyone understands the recency wala part. This is very important. Everyone understands the recency wala part. Everyone understands the recency wala part. The recency wala part. Okay, awesome. Great job. Great job, guys. Great job. Now, next. What about this data structure? See, guys, what happened over a period of time is languages started to develop. Like, let's say C was probably one of the most popular languages for a very long period of time, right? Then came in C++. Then came in Java, right? Then probably, let's say JavaScript came, Python also came somewhere between this time only, right? It probably came between this Java and JavaScript. I'm not sure. It probably came between C++ and Java also. I'm not really sure of it. Okay. But my problem, the thing that I'm trying to mention here is, see, C, Java, JavaScript. These are all developed by some companies, right? These are all programming languages that were developed by some companies. Yes or no? Right. So can I say these were products for some companies? These were products for some companies, like Microsoft has a product Windows, right? Apple has a product iPhone. So these were product for their respective companies. That means they wanted more and more users to use it, correct? More and more users to use it. Yes or no? Very simple business logic. Simple business logic, correct? But let's say, why would someone use Java when C is there? Why would someone use Java when C++ is there? The thing is, Java will have more features compared to C++. Yes or no? Java will need to have more features, right? More advanced features, more. It should be better for developers, right? It should be more simple to use, correct? Again, I'm not asking you the exact reason, but that's a general philosophy, right? If you want your product to be used by someone else, either your product should be better or you give more features in your product, correct? Now in C, there is no inbuilt functionalities. You have to create everything, right? And you wanted people not to use C, but to use JavaScript. So what they did? They added more and more inbuilt functionalities. That's why what happened is, in JavaScript, you have inbuilt stacks, inbuilt queues, inbuilt dynamic arrays and everything, right? Which is not the case with C. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is, it is not the norm. It is not the norm. It's not like you cannot create your own stack. Your language is a modern language. That's why it provides what you say, the features for it. Okay, but that does not mean that you should not know or you cannot know how to create your own stack, right? So all of you should be able to create your own stack, right? Even though you should never, like, I don't recommend creating the stack every time, right? But all of you should at least once create your own stack and understand how this works out, correct? This is very important. Everyone understands what I'm saying? This is very important. Everyone understands? So all of you, even though you will always be using your inbuilt stack, that's fine. But you should know and you should create your own stack. That's why yesterday's assignment was create a stack from arrays, correct? Yeah, that's why yesterday's assignment was create a stack from arrays. Some of you might have done it, some of you might not have done it. Okay, but okay, not a problem. Cool, but do wrap it up. Now, one more thing that in the pre-class video was covered was stack is an abstract data structure. Abstract data structure. What do I mean by abstract? What do I mean by abstract? Right. See, guys, abstract has different meanings, right? Abstract, basically something. But if I have to call in very programming terms and in a very simple manner, what is abstract basically? Abstract is basically some existing data structure plus some new features or new functions associated with it, correct? Some new functions associated with it, correct? This was covered in much more depth in the pre-class video. So I'm hoping that everyone has seen it and I don't need to cover it, right? So what is abstract data structure? Like, abstract data structure is some existing data structure plus extra functionalities, right? Okay. So similarly, stack is an abstract data structure. What do I mean by that? That means I have some existing data structures. I will give it some extra additional functionalities, right? And I'll be able to create a stack. What is the existing data structure that you are all aware of? Arrays, right? And what is the functionalities that we need? We need a way to insert an element into the stack, which is push. We need a way to remove an element from the stack, which is pop. And we need a way to just check. I'm not saying remove, I'm not saying push. We need a way to check what is the value at the top of the stack. What is that called? Peek. Most of you have seen the pre-class. Awesome. Great stuff, guys. Everyone understands what is this? Stack, push, pop, peek. Everyone understands what is the stack, push, pop, peek? Arrays plus push plus pop plus peek. Awesome. Now, what do I need to do here? I need to use this. Now, first of all, just like other modern features of your language, in your language, arrays are dynamic in nature. What do I mean by dynamic? That means their size is not fixed, correct? Their size is not fixed, but that's a feature of your language. It doesn't happen in other languages. That's a feature of your nice little cool badhiya si language, right? But is that the norm? Is that the norm? Is that the norm? No, of course not, right? It's a feature of the language. Okay. Generally, arrays are static in nature. Static in nature means their size is fixed. Okay. So for the time being, can you all tell me that can you create a fixed size array in JavaScript? Can you create a fixed size array in JavaScript? If not, this is your assignment. You have to explore the language a little bit and get it done. Okay. If someone doesn't know it, you have to do it. So let's say I create an array of size 5. This is an array of size 5 and I take a variable. I call it top. And the initial value I give it is -1. That means indexing starts from 0. Everyone understand? This is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone understands? Awesome. So currently my top is pointing at this location. That is, it is not pointing to any valid index, correct? Top is a variable. I could have named it anything. I could have named it Rahul. I could have named Aman. I could have named it Mahindra. But simple name lete na, right? Top equals to -1. Yeah, Rishabh also. You could have named Rishabh also. Nice, correct. But let's take a simple name top. Now, I have my array. I have a variable. I just need my functionalities now. What are the functionalities that you need? You need push. Okay. And this push function will take in the data. Will take in data. What is that data? The value that you're trying to push. Correct? The value that you're trying to push. Correct? So I will write this push function. Similarly, you will have to write a function called pop. Okay. It won't take any parameter, but it will basically tell me how can I, basically how will I remove it? Now there is another function that I need to implement, peek. Let's first focus on push and pop. Peek, we'll look at it later. Correct? Peek, we'll look at it later. Now, no one is allowed to use the word shift, unshift, push, pop, inbuilt hai, ye hai, wo hai, not allowed. You guys are not allowed to use that for some time. For next 40 minutes, no one should be using this. Okay? No one should be using this. No usage of inbuilt functionalities. It's like they're banned. Let's assume that they're banned. Okay? So now what I want you to do is, I want to tell me a condition that I want to push data. Okay. But I told you the size of my array is fixed, right? So after a certain point of time, I won't be able to push elements into my data. Yes or no? I won't be able to push elements into my array, correct? Yes or no? Yes or no? When will that situation arrive? If the index of top is equals to n-1, where n is equals to 5, can I say that if top equals to pointing to this location? In that case, I will not be able to, let's say, push elements into the stack. Can I say that? Can I say that? Again, this condition might not make sense at this point of time, but let's assume. Okay, let's assume it is true. For now, believe me that it is true. And let's just do if top equals to n-1, console.log overflow. And what is overflow? Overflow means stack has no space, right? A stack is full. And that's where the name of the famous website comes in, Stack Overflow, right? Stack Overflow, right? Because it is always flooded with answers or questions rather, sorry. Okay. So Stack Overflow, that's where the famous name comes in. And after this, I'm going to use another really interesting statement, return. What does the return statement does? What does the return statement does? It ends the function. Nice. What is the difference between nice. Chirag is my guy. I need to speak to Chirag now. Okay. Yes, Chirag, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Chirag, what does the return statement does?
Sir, return statement exit the loop and print the statement.
Break kya karta hai? What does break do?
Sir, break just break the loop.
Sorry?
Sir, return statement exit the whole loop, but a break statement just break that loop is where I'm using. Like we have two loops, and if I'm using the loop in the second one, So if I using break in the second loop, so it breaks the second loop, nested loop, and above loop is still going on. But if I use return, so it uh, exit the whole function.
Okay. Now I'm going to write something here. You need to tell me the output. Okay. I'm going to write two things. You have to tell me the output. Is my writing understandable?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A little bit not understandable.
कोई बात नहीं. Just ask me those points. I'll clear it to you. How can I improve my writing in 2 seconds? No, time लगेगा यार उसमें तो.
Yes, sir. Sir, my writing is more worse than this.
Then तो फिर you cannot complain, भाई. Sorry. Tell me the output of these two codes. First, you go give me for 1, and then you give me for 2. What is the output?
Sir, output. Sir, when I is equal to 4.
Output. I just tell me. I don't want to know I equals to 4. Yeah, I don't want to know all this. Output.
Sir,
This is 1. And assume function is invoked. Some very smart person said function is not invoked, nothing will happen. Assume function is invoked. Umesh is having fun, huh, today? What will be the output?
sir, in console.log, it is in the else condition
No, it's outside the loop.
outside the for loop. Hello, sir. It is outside the for loop.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, there it doesn't print anything because when I is equal to 4, so it exit the whole loop. So it doesn't print anything. Or in the second condition, when I is equal to 4, so it break the for loop, only for loop, not the whole function. So it print the console.log 10.
In the first case, the output will be again. Output nahi mila hai abhi tak. I want
Output.
the output.
It doesn't give any output because
What
like
will give? Any output 10, what will this give?
like if we dot system dot out dot println solve.
Just tell me what is the output.
Sir, output, I think. Sir, when what is written,
No, just output.
output is written. Like,
So if no output, then you can say NA, not applicable.
okay.
In first case, what is the output?
So no output.
No output. Nice. And in the second case, what is the output?
10.
10. So what happened here? Now understand this and answer this very correctly. You gave the correct answer, but you did not give the correct answer. What happened here is, if I equals to 4, when this condition became true, the function got, we had the return statement. What does the return statement does? It ends the function. It's a bigger bomb. Return statement ends the function. Whereas what does break does? It just ended this particular loop. So even after this loop was done, I was still able to go to this line and print 10. Right?
Yes, sir.
It's very important. So return is like a bigger bomb. Break to chota mota bomb hai bhai. Kuch nahi karega wo.
Yes, sir.
Right? You have to understand that. So
Okay.
return statement ends the function. Function. Say this 5 times.
Oh,
Return statement ends the
functions.
function.
Return statement and the functions. 5 times. Sir. Return statement and the functions.
Can you hear this voice?
Return statement and ends the function. Return statement and the functions. Return statement and the functions.
And what does break does?
Break does and the loop.
Yeah, nice. Now never forget this. Now tell me, I'll go back to the previous slide. Now, okay, yes, Chirag, you can now mute yourself. Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. So guys, we were able to get this done. Now let's get back to this point. Okay. What happened here is I did this return. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I did this top plus array of top is equals to data. Okay. This is my push function. How many of you can understand my writing here? Is that fine? Is that fine? If some part of it is not understandable, I'll work on it. So before I write the push function, let me just use the push function sometimes. So let's say first we are pushing 10. That is, we call the push function and we give it a value 10. So what happens in this case? Initially value of top is -1. So tell me, is this condition true? Let's try to do a dry run for this. Okay. Is top equals to n-1? Is top equals to n-1? No. That means this condition not true. Not true. That means I cannot go inside and execute these two lines. Correct. So I will go at this line. What is this line? Top plus plus. Top plus plus means what is the new value of top? Top becomes 0. That is, it starts pointing to which index? This particular index. Correct. So what is the and next line? What am I doing? Array of top is equals to data. So what happens here? 10 goes into this particular. Okay. Everyone gets it. Now let's say I call the push function again. 20 this time. Again, I will check. What is the value of top right now? 0. Is 0 equals to n-1, which is 4? 0 equals to n-1, which is 4? No, of course not. That means again, this line not true, this line not true. What will I do? Top plus plus. So what will happen in this case? Top will start pointing to the first index, that is this position. And then what will I do? Array of top equals to data, that is 20. Correct? 20. Again, I call the push function 30. Okay, what happens in this case? I check again. Is top, that is currently equals to 1, is it equals to n-1? No, again not. So cannot execute this, cannot execute this. Top plus plus, top becomes 2. It goes to this particular position. And what do we get? Array of top equals to data, which is 30. This is 30. It might look like 31, but it is 30. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, again, I call this push function 40. Okay. Let's call this push function 40. What happens in this case? Is top equals to n-1? Top is equals to 2. Is equals to n-1? Definitely not. So what I'm going to do? Top plus plus. What is top plus plus again? It starts pointing to the third index now. Right? It starts pointing to the third index now. And after that, array of top equals to data. That means what is the value that I'll be pushing? 40. Correct? The value that I'll be pushing is 40. Correct? And finally, I do push 50. Correct? So what happens in this case? What happens in this case? What happens in this case, guys? Again, I'll check the same thing, no? Is top equals to n-1? Is 3 equals to n-1? Definitely not. So what will happen? Top plus plus. Top becomes 4. It starts pointing to the fourth index. And then array of top equals to data. We are able to fill it here. Now, after this, if I call push 60, if I call push 60 after this, what happens here? Is this condition true? Is top equals to n-1? Yes. So what is the output that I will get? Stack overflow. This function will print stack overflow. And then what happens? This line gets executed, return. Now, what does the return statement does? It ends the function. So will this line be applicable? No. Will this line be applicable? No. So return statement ends the function. Correct? How many of you understand how does this push function work out? Everyone understand how did this push function work out? Can anybody tell me what is the time complexity of this push function? Can anybody tell me what is the time complexity of this push function? We are not using any loop. That means no matter what is the input, the time taken would be the same. And if someone is taking constant amount of time, irrespective of the inputs change or irrespective of the change in input, what is the time complexity of it? Big O of 1. Correct? This was push. How many of you understand this end to end? How many of you understand this end to end? Okay, awesome. Pretty good stuff. Now let's go for pop. Ashish, you have a question, man? Ashish, you have a question? Once again, I'll take it up. Not a problem. Okay, guys, anyone has questions? You can ask. Come on. Don't worry about it. And start speaking. Start speaking also. That's not a problem. Okay. Yes, Akash. Game khel raha hai Akash. Okay. Yes, Akash. Please go for it, man.
Sir, instead of starting from -1, can we start from 0 because
Yeah, of
our
course.
index
You will have
start?
to change the implementation accordingly, not a problem.
Yes, that
But
was my
again,
question.
point is not
Sir?
just push, pop bhi chahiye, sab chahiye, like.
Yes, sir. So I have to after pushing it, then after I have to top plus plus do it that, na?
You can do. I don't have a problem. But again, you have to understand, right? Just push nahi banana hai. We have to create pop and
Yes,
peep,
sir. Yes, sir.
right? So we don't have to just find out the condition when the stack is full. You have to find out the condition when the stack is empty also. That is also required, no?
Okay, okay. Okay,
Right?
so I have to do it like if my top is less than 0, something like that.
Nice, smart man. Awesome. 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 Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Yes, Gaurav. Please tell me, what's the doubt?
Yeah, hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Sir, actually, like we use this written, right?
Mhm.
So earlier, what we used to do, like we used to write beside something like written X or written Y, something like that. But here we used just written only, so it will automatically like stops the function.
Yeah. So it's like when you go to a party, you
Mhm.
don't always get a return gift, right? Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get. But that doesn't mean you don't go to a party, no? वैसा ही है.
Yeah.
Function is
Okay.
not supposed to return something every time,
Okay.
right? If it returns, great. So that means it will go back to the point where it was called with a value. If it's not returning anything, it will go back to the previous point without a value. That's
So so here return is working like to use only to stop that function only to.
exactly. Stop and go back to the point where the function was called, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, man. Awesome. Cool. I'll take the next one. Yes, Jeevan. Please go for it.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Jeevan.
Yeah, sir, why we take fixed size here?
Sorry?
Why we take fixed size here, fixed size array like that?
Fixed size array because in most languages the size is fixed, right? And let's say if we keep a dynamic array, then how will we know when this memory will be done, right? And also memory is limited, no? In arrays are dynamic, but memories is limited, no? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay, thank you.
okay, man. Guys, whose doubts are answered, you guys can probably lower your hands. Yes, Aman, please go for it, man.
Sir, hello, Ankush.
Yes, yes, go for it.
I'm audible.
100%.
Yes, yes. So someone told top when I put top is equal to 0. So you are saying this is correct, but why? If I use top is equal to 0, then call the function, and after that, if condition will be true, false, and after that top is equal to 1. So
No,
my
you did not listen the entire thing. See, the top equals to 0 is correct, but then this particular piece of code will not work. You will have to change the way you are implementing. See, logic is still the same, right? The way you are implementing is different, correct? So it will be true, but you'll have to implement it differently. Got it?
okay.
So top equals to 0 is possible. It is possible to have initial value of top equals to 0 and still get it to work. But you will have to think about the way you are going to implement it, right? It won't say implementation won't work.
Yeah, it is working. It is not working in that code.
That's
You
exactly.
are yes, yes.
Exactly.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, man. Okay, one more doubt is there from my own Chirag. Yes, Chirag. Please, Chirag. Tell me, Chirag.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Chirag.
Sir, I am saying you tell us like stack go in a LIFO format.
हाँ, but इसमें तो array है ना?
Yes, sir. Because it going 10, 20, 30, 40 and
हाँ, तो अभी पूरा होने तो दो बेचारे को. भी push ही हुआ है, pop भी तो करने दो. तब पता चलेगा ना stack जैसा काम कर रहा है कि नहीं.
Sir, I have one more question. Sir, when we store the array in the stack,
you are not storing the array in the stack. You're using an array.
Data. When we store data in the stack,
Array for now.
Stack array, yes, sir. So it goes data from down to up, or it goes data in a normal format.
Abhi to how did we push the data in a normal format? No?
Yes, sir. This time we put the data in the push the data in the normal format.
So let's assume everything is normal for now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Cool, man. Cool. Okay. Guys, again, in a live session, I might not be able to take everyone's doubt. I love taking doubts, but I might not be able to take everyone's doubt. So, Kavarpal, I actually want to take yours. So, just one last remaining. I'll just take this doubt very quickly. Okay. Guys, others till that point, try to implement the pop function. Come on. Go for it. Yes, Kavarpal. Please go for
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So you said we can only take fixed arrays here, and you also said
You can take fixed. 6
and
arrays as in
you
5 elements, you're saying.
and you also said in the pre-class that like in the Chrome and in phone you have fixed tabs.
So you decide it, no? You take 100 here, not a problem. Basically, I'm saying you decide. And
So
based on
the
getting
size of arrays are fixed in the phone, in our phones or in the Chrome that Google have made.
it is fixed depending on different browsers. But yeah, at some point of time, it is fixed because memory is what do you say? Memory is limited, no? Infinite memory to nahi hogi na, right?
Yes, sir, yes.
Easily.
Okay.
Got it?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, guys, let's move on to the pop function. Okay, let's move on to the pop function. We were able to understand this. Everything is fine here, but let's try to let's say do the pop function. Okay. Gurpreet is asking me a very tough thing, but let's go for it. Okay. So let's go for this. Now, the way I want to do my pop function is, first of all, I can only pop an element if the stack is not empty, correct? If the stack is not empty. So when was the stack empty? What was the value of top when the stack was empty? That is, no elements were pushed into the stack. -1. Exactly. Awesome. So if top is equals to -1, console.log underflow. Empty stack may say if you try to pull, if you try to pop elements from an empty stack, it is called as underflow, and then return. Same logic as before. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is console.log array of top and then top minus. That's it. This is the entire implementation. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where did you delete the element? Where did you remove the element? What is this? But first of all, let's see, is the objective clear or not? First, let's try to understand this. Okay. Let's try to understand this. What is the current value of top right now? What is the current value of top right now? 4. We have pushed how many elements? 5 elements. We first pushed 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50. Okay. Now, if this thing has to work like a stack, what is the element that I should expect? What is the first element to come out? Or what is the first element that I should be able to print? What is the first element that I should be able to print? 50. Awesome. So let's call the pop function. Let's see if this is working fine. I call the pop function. Now, is top equals to -1? Exactly. And just hang on. We'll be there. Is top equals to -1? No, that means this line not valid, this line not valid. So what I'm going to do, console.log array of top. Console.log array of top. What does this mean? Console.log array of top means what is the element that I'll get? 50. Correct. And then I'm doing top minus. So what will happen? Top minus. That means this thing will start pointing to here. Okay. Now tell me, was 50 the last element that you pushed? Was 50 the last element that you pushed? You are getting 50 as output. So yes, last in, first out is happening. Correct. Last in, first out is happening. But you might say it is not removing the element. Exactly my point. It is not removing the element. Correct. It is not removing the element. Yes or no? Yes or no? But let's do one thing. After this, let's call the push function. Let's call the push function, and let's say we are trying to push 60 here. Right? Let's say we are trying to push 60 here. Okay. Now what will happen? Let's understand. Now because of top minus, top has become 3. So is top equals to n-1? Can you please tell me? Is top equals to n-1? No. That means this line not valid, this line not valid. And what will happen? Top plus. So what will you get? You will get to this point, and then what you will have is array of top is equals to data. Array of top equals to data means what will happen? This value will be overwritten. Exactly. This value will be overwritten, and what you will get is 60. So guys, this is why it is called as abstract data structure, right? Because the implementation of it is hidden. You only see the outside thing. You only see how it is working, right? You don't know how internally it is working. It never deletes an element. It is not deleting an element. It is just overwriting it. How many of you are able to get this point? And never a value is deleted. And that's how most of the computer systems have worked. So how many of you have heard this, that when you are selling your phone, right? When you're selling your phone, most people say that try to upload a lot of movies sometimes and then keep on deleting, like reset it, upload movies, reset it, upload movies, and then sell it. Do it 3-4 times. Why? Because your data still is there. It might not have been completely overwritten because you never delete elements. You only overwrite them. How many of you have heard of this? Have you heard of this? When you're selling your phone, some people tell you this, right? Exactly. This really happens in inbuilt functions, correct? So you are never really deleting things, right? You are never really deleting things, right? You are just, what do you say? You're just updating things, right? And let's see if this is working like a stack, right? Let's see if this is working like a stack. Let's see. But the old data did not get deleted. Again. It did not get deleted. It got overwritten. There is a difference. Deleted means that particular memory got freed. No. And overwritten means that particular memory ka value got updated. It is like this. When I say var a is equals to 40, that means a block of memory is blocked and a value is given to it called as 40, right? And if I update it to, let's say, 60, then what will happen? The same memory, the value will get updated, correct? Yes or no? Overwritten. So that's exactly what happens here, right? Now, let's say after pop, I got 50, then I pushed 60, then I popped, then I call the pop function again. What is the thing that I'll get? Again, is top equals to -1? Can you please confirm? Now top has become 4, right? Yes, correct. So this function not valid, this function not valid. What will I do? Console.log array of top. What is array of top in this case? What is array of top? 60. You will get 60. So again, last in, first out. The element that you're getting is the last element to go in, correct? And then top minus. What do you get top minus means? You will get it here, correct? And then what happens? Again, you call the function. So what will you get this time? Is top equals to -1? Of course not. What is the output that you will get? What is the output that you will get? This time 40, right? And then top minus, top becomes 2. So what happens in this particular scenario? Again, if I call pop, what will I get? 30, then I will get 20, then I will get 10, right? And finally, top will arrive at this position, correct? Finally, top will arrive at this position and it will become -1. And in that case, is top equals to -1? Yes. So what will you do? Underflow. That means all the elements have been done. Okay. But sir, when you use pop function on array on replit without pushing it, deleting the last element. So see, when you have no elements, that means top will be any -1. In that case, it will just tell you underflow, right? So it won't work, right? Exactly. Yeah. But what if I want to remove? Tarak, actually, it's a very expensive operation. Deleting elements from the memory is a very expensive operation, Tarak. Very expensive. And that's why we have something called as garbage collection in all languages. Why? Because that's something that, it's a very expensive operation. So that is something that we have, called as, which takes care of, let's say, when a certain block of memory has not been used for a very long period of time, then what happens in that case? Its memory is freed by default. But that is something that's a huge operation. It's a huge topic in itself, right? When you're creating your own language, you will get to know more about this. But I hope everyone is able to understand that, this is basically, what is this, right? Basically, what is this? This is just visuals, right? It sort of feels like it is deleting, but actually it is not deleting, right? And that's why you should be creating, right? That's why you should be creating your own stack to understand all these things, right? How many of you understand this? Push and pop? What is the time complexity of pop again? Can you please tell me? What is the time complexity of pop now? Big O of 1. Now, most times, whenever this particular topic comes in, one question everyone has is, I can still access, let's say if I do array of 2, if I do console.log array of 2, I will still be able to get the second element, right? Is this coming in your mind? Is this coming in your mind? That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. You are not supposed to do this, right? You are not supposed to do this. Console.log array of 2, right? That means you are basically violating the rules that you created. When you are defining a push function, when you are defining a pop function, when you are defining a peep function, what was the meaning of it? That if you have to push an element, you will always use push. If you have to pop an element, you will always use pop. If you have to peek an element, you will always use peek. So yes, there are ways in which you can directly print it, but that's not something that's supposed to happen, no? Right? That's not something that is supposed to happen. Are you getting? Are you getting? Yes or no? Right? Exactly. You should not break our own rules. And another way, now some people are asking is, it actually deletes it. You don't delete it, you get undefined, right? Yes or no? You get undefined, correct? Yes or no? You used to get undefined. So you know what happened? Console.log array of top. Before you do top minus minus, what you actually did was, you did this. Array of top is equals to undefined. And now you do top minus minus. So that means what will happen? What will happen? You're here, you will have undefined. That's why you are actually not deleting things, but you're still getting undefined. Why? Because before you decrease the value, you have basically modified this, right? Getting my point? Getting my point? That's why in JavaScript, you sort of get this undefined or whatever default value you want, right? Whatever default value you want, correct? So that's important. That's something that you can give default values also, correct? Got it? That's why in JavaScript, you end up seeing undefined and you sort of feel, okay, I might have deleted the element actually. No, it doesn't delete. It just overwrites. Before overwriting, it gives a default value. By default value, it is null, undefined, anything. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Jeevan. Exactly. Correct. Can we say null? Of course, you can say null. You can give whatever. I generally like to give. So generally Google folks, Google, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, by default, they used to write the statement for any default value. Whoa. Horsey. So this was their default values. Instead of null and void and all these things, they used to write this. So if I was Larry Page, I would write wo Horsey here. What it means, I don't also. Even I don't know that. What does that mean? Right? Got it? Got it, people? Okay. So this is how it works. Now tell me, how will you define the peek function here? Can we write Thor? Please write Thor. I love Thor. Please write. Now tell me, how will you define the peek function? There is only one difference between pop and peek. There is only one difference between pop and peek. Peek changes the value of, does peek will change the value of top? Again, if top equals to -1, then still you should not be able to, let's say, like check the value at the top. So console.log underflow, and return, correct? Otherwise, console.log array of top, and don't do anything. That's it. Don't do anything. That's it. No, that's it. That's the peek function. What is the time complexity again? Big O of 1, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Shall we implement it on the OJ once very quickly, like in 1 second, like in 2 minutes? Shall we implement on the OJ? Now, guys, I generally don't implement things on the OJ. I'm just gonna do it once. Don't make it a habit. Don't make it a habit. I'm not someone. First of all, I don't know JavaScript. Okay, so I don't have the skill to do it. That's thing number one. Second, it's not right if I am doing things. right? It's not right if I am doing things before you have tried. So if you guys have tried enough, I'll definitely do it. If you guys haven't tried enough, don't expect anything from my end. Got it? I know this can be a little bit harsh to understand, but yes, thoda harsh is zaruri in life. Okay, but let me just show you the quick implementation of it so that you guys can go back and try it out. Okay. So all of you can see my screen. I'm at the OJ. All of you can see my screen. I'm at the OJ, guys. Yes or no? Yes, no, something. Yes, no, something, please. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to create an array of size 5 and I'm going to give a default value of -1. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to create a variable top and give it a value -1. Now I need to define a function push, which will take data. I have to select JavaScript. Again, we can do the same thing in Java. It's just the difference of syntax. Okay. Where top equals to -1. Now function push, if top equals to, I also need the value of n, which in this case will be 5. If top equals to n-1, in that case, what will I do? Console.log stack overflow and return. Otherwise, what will I do? Top ++ array of top is equals to data, and that's it. Okay. Similarly, I have to write a function pop, doesn't take anything. If top is equals to -1, console.log stack underflow and return. Otherwise, console.log top -. Similarly, I'll write a function called peak. I'll just copy this thing and job done. Now all I need to do is push elements into my stack. So I'm just going to name it stack actually. Okay. So let's go with array only for now. Okay. So I'm going to call push. I'm going to push 10. Then I'm going to push 20. Then I'm going to push 30, push 40, push 50, push 60, pop, push 60, pop, pop. Guys, you guys can also try with me. You don't have to wait. Just open VS Code or Replit or anything. Just try it out. You guys can also try with me. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why it is more than 5? It's fine. Okay. So let's see what happens. Let's try to run this. Let's see. Okay. It says Stack Overflow. Then I'm getting 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Why am I getting 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? Anybody? Smart people. I'm getting the index now. I should be doing this. Smart here. You guys are extremely smart. Great job. Great stuff. So this is done. Let's try to run this. And what we have is here. This is it, right? This is it. Correct? Yes or no? How many of you got this? How many of you got this? See, so the first element that I got when I pushed 60 was Stack Overflow. Then I got 50 when I popped it out. Then I pushed 60 again, and then I pop it out, so I get 60. Then 40, then 30, then 20, then 10, and then Stack Overflow. Correct? So everyone understands ki even though it is looking like, looking like, you know, what you say, you know, the way this would have been working like this, it feels like Stack would be working like this, but actually it is working like this with the help of a pointer called top and 3 functions: push, pop, peek. Now, when you're creating your own stack, don't limit yourself to just these 3 functions. You can actually add more functions. Like, let's say function size, function, let's say, what is another function that you can have? Function minimum element, function maximum element in your stack. You can actually do all these things. So create a stack with all these things, right? Create a stack with all these things. Yes or no? Max value, min value, try different things out, correct? So the task for you guys today is to just to absorb this, make it happen, work around things, and just ensure that you are getting comfortable with the internal implementation of stack, right? Today you don't have any assignments, probably tomorrow you have something. Today I think it's not there. I'll just check again. I don't think today you guys have. You will have tomorrow. Okay. No, you have a contest as well. Nice. I'll give you a contest. Okay. Awesome. So I'll add 3-4 questions there. Okay. It will be present at around 7:30. Okay. It will be present around 6 or 7:30. Check the block plan for it, or check the LMS for it rather. Okay. Solve some interesting questions. I will give 2-3 interesting questions. Okay. Try to spend some time solving things. Don't worry about too much about whether you are getting it or not. Again, this will take some time to grow on you, right? But don't give up. Got it? I have a couple of doubts. I'm going to take them super quick. Yes, Sohail, please go for it. Sohail, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, let's move.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Sohail. Yes, Sohail, please tell me. Sohail, please tell me.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Actually, by mistake, it's
You
my
got it?
idea.
You got everything?
Yes, sir.
Then stack banana bhai apna aaj, hai na? Okay, create
Sorry,
your
sir.
own stack today. Sure. I hope my message was delivered. Yes, Akash, go for it. Go for it. Okay. Guys, I cannot take all the doubts. I'm sorry. I cannot take all the doubts. Yes, Sandeep, please go for it.
Yes, sir. Even though when you are defining array, you are giving the values as -1, sir.
Yeah, you can. I
It
can
doesn't give a.
undefined. You can give null. Give some default value that you want.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Even though if you take an empty array,
Mhm.
it will be fixed, no, sir. That means we are initiating with an name as n equal to some 5 or something.
You can do that also. That
We
also.
can take an empty array, no, sir.
Correct. Yeah, you can do that also. That also.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Definitely. Okay. Uzair, I think I answered that question, man. Yes, Ashish, go for it, man.
सर जावा में कैसे करेंगे सर?
Same ऐसे ही करेंगे और क्या करेंगे? No difference. Syntax is different. Java कोई अलग language थोड़ी है. Java में तो you by default have a fixed array size, right? Try it out. Let me know whatever the concerns are coming up, right?
वो क्वेश्चन कैसे बनाएंगे वो समझ में नहीं आता.
Sorry.
क्वेश्चन बनाने में समझ में नहीं आता सर.
तो ट्राई करोगे, आप ज्यादा सॉल्व करोगे तो समझ में आएगा ना भाई. ट्राई तो करो. जहाँ ना हो पाए वहां बताओ. अभी बिना ट्राई किए मैं क्या बताऊं आपको. राइट, रास्ते पे चलो तो सही, तब तो डायरेक्शन देंगे. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Try it out, then tell me. Okay. Yes, Sonia, please go for it. That's Nitish, that's something that you have to think about. Okay, guys, I think I cannot take any more doubts. Time's up. But again, don't worry, we'll keep having those sessions, so not a problem. Quiz form is something that